Alex Pereira is champion again? I guess so, man. So we watched the fight last night. He fought Yuri Prohaska, and Alex starched him. Starched him fairly, a little bit of a challenge. He got taken down, got hit a little bit. But for the most part, man, it was kind of a lackluster fight, if I'm going to be all honest with you. But it brings into question, is Alex Pereira the greatest combat athlete of all time? Two-time glory light heavyweight champion and heavyweight champion and middleweight champion and UFC middleweight champion and UFC light heavyweight champion, all within a year. Like people are to forget this. A year to this date, he won the middleweight champion against against Izzy Adesanya with a fashionable TKO standing. And then he ended up losing because he got caught slipping. But then he goes off, fights whoever the hell that guy was, Jan Blachowicz, and then just smokes Yuri. Now, this begs the question. How good is Alex? How good is Alex Pereira? Like, because as I'm watching the fight, he's not really doing anything that's all, like, crazy. Like, he doesn't really seem, like, overly improved. Like, I don't know if he has a black belt in any type of jiu-jitsu. Like, he looked fairly good to get himself back off the ground when he was scrambling against Yuri. He had some good takedown defense. But, like, overall, he looked like a very standard fighter. And it begs the question, how good was John Jones's run? Was John Jones' run just as good? Or did he, like, fight better people? Or, like, because now I'm confused now. See, this is where, like, when there's no lineal heavyweight, when there's no lineal champion, it fucks up the entire, like, perception of what the fight game is supposed to look like. And this is why John Jones is such an asshole. Because we never had a true lineal light heavyweight champion. Like, we really if we go back to the days of John Jones smoked through everybody, fought his last fight against, I think, was it Daniel, whoever the hell he beat, or, no, he beat Alexander Reyes. Then he basically skipped out of town, took the belt with him, left DC with it. DC held on, beat Goveston, and then life went on. And then I'm trying to remember who carried the belt. Like, after that point, it becomes really wish-washy because when the guy who beat the guy does not get beat and he just walks away, it leaves the fucking the title field shaky because we don't know who's good. It's hard to tell who's good when we don't get to see the guy who beat the guy lose to the next guy. It fucks up the entire linear fucking championship. And that's what Francis also did with the heavyweight division. And John Jones did it too. So now we got a double wish-washy heavyweight division because now John Jones and Francis are both gone. We don't know when John Jones is coming back. This Tom Aspinall won, but we don't know much about Tom Aspinall except for he beat up a bunch of heavyweights, but we don't even know how good these heavyweights are. And then we don't know how good he's going to be because we don't know if he's going to get a chance to fight John. So then it creates more funk, and I'm getting tired of combat sports to some degree because we're not watching the steel on steel anymore. A lot of guys are retiring, a lot of guys leave, a lot of guys leave under mysterious circumstances. Kind of like what not even like Izzy. Like if Izzy would have retired after that middleweight fight, it would have left a lot to be desired if he didn't get beat by Sean Strickland. And the same thing, like if Alex would have beat Izzy in that the second middleweight title fight, and then he ends up leaving, then we got a more confusing title picture if he goes to light heavyweight because now it's like, okay, what's going on here? What are we doing? But anyway, it really begs the question, man, how good is Alex? Because I'm watching a fighter and I think he's good. Like when I'm watching, but then I'm like, I don't know how good Yuri is. And Yuri beat Glover, and then Glover got beat by Jamal. And then I don't know. And then even with Glover was beating the shit out of Yuri, and then he did something stupid and then got caught and ended up losing the title. And it's like, okay, but then we watch Glover get dismantled by Hill. So is Hill the best guy? Because Hill was the guy that beat the guy. But then we don't know if he's really the guy that beat the guy because now Yuri got hurt and then Jamal got hurt and now we got Alexander as champion. Now Alexander has to wait till Jamil gets back and then we have to figure out what's going on after that. And I'm confused. And that's what I'm saying about the general combat sports field is that for the most part, it's just a lot of confusion, especially at the heavier weight classes because I don't know. From middleweight up to heavyweight, I don't really know who's good. I just know I'm watching fights. That's all I can see. So, Jesus Christ, man. Pray for Sean Strickland as he keeps the title in his hands and has a long, dominant thing. And hopefully he gets beat by somebody and he doesn't retire with the belt because I can't take any more of this confusion.